Hey guys, it's Kim Jong Spoon, and for today's video we're looking at the Tier 8 British Heavy, the Caernarvon. It was also voted as one of the worst tanks in the game by an EU forum post, but I would like to disagree. The Caernarvon is fast, it has amazing DPM, really good gun depression, and a really strong turret. So let's jump straight into the action here. We're here on Rockfield with our Caernarvon. I'm platooned up with Stormbreaker Z12, he's in his IS-3, so we're going to have some Tier 8 heavy platooning action going on. Rockfield's probably my favorite map for the Caernarvon because you can use that strong turret and gun depression to go hell down on both sides of this map. However, this northern side is probably the best because you have a strong lip poking up out of the ground right up here, and you can use that to cover your pretty weak hull, and you can just keep your turret exposed and put this amazing DPM to work. So we're going to come up here with this Panther, and we're going to see if any of their heavies have come up to meet us. So that Panther should have spotted any of their heavies up on this side, but then again they could be hiding in the bushes. So I'm going to come up here, take any shots that are coming for the Panther, and we're starting the cap, and he decides to go. And I was thinking of just saying negative to him because I don't know where any of them are, none of them have been spotted yet, but he goes over. He could have proxy detected anyone in those bushes, so now we know that it's safe to cross. There's a Tiger 1 over there, so since he's the only one on the map that's being spotted right now, we're going to focus him. A bunch of other tanks get spotted, but we're going to stick with this Tiger because as a tier 7 it still does have a really strong gun, and you can go through our tank pretty easily. He's on low health, so we're just going to finish him off really quickly. Our turret ring was damaged by that other Caernarvon, but now we're able to pull back and start the side scrape against him. One right through underneath his turret. The side of the hull in the Caernarvon is really weak as well. It's only 51 millimeters thick, so side scraping is difficult, but it can be pulled off. He's showing his rear to us. We put one in and back off. We don't want to take any unnecessary damage. Another one sets him on fire. He does use his fire extinguisher, but he's killed anyways by our Tiger 2. Their Tiger 1 is aiming at us, which was a mistake that I should have used third person to check where he was aiming. That one bounces off of his well-angled rear. And this one I should aim better because it sails right past his tank. But our Tiger 1 kills him. Their Centurion 1 is down in the valley, and there's their Tiger 2. So both of those are tier 8s. So we're going to focus on the Centurion because he's actually able to be hit. The Tiger 2 has pulled back. So we're going to pull up to try to hit their Centurion. And that's when their T-43 pops up. So we're going to focus him as the Centurion is behind cover, and this T-43 is going to poke out at any moment. Looks like he's rushing down to try to help his Centurion friend. There's their T-43. One shot sets him on fire, and it looks like he doesn't have a fire extinguisher, or he's just late on the usage. So he is tracked, the fire is out, but we are able to beat our friendly's reload and secure the kill. So they just have their Centurion and Tiger left. Stormbreaker is telling me on Skype that he's going to help out with the Tiger, who is using adrenaline, so we're going to side scrape right here. Centurion misses his shot at me, and we bounce a shot from the Tiger. So now we're going to do what's called a face hug. If you guys don't know what a face hug is, it's where you get right up close and personal if you have a strong turret. So the only thing that they can shoot at is your turret front, but if you have good enough gun depression or you're up on a hill like I am, you can hit their hull. So we're looking for an engine fire on this guy. We don't get it, but our friendlies are able to secure the kill. So we didn't get a whole lot of kills that game, only 2, but let's take a quick look at the post-game stats here. So we did get our second class and 3,500 damage, pretty average. So let's jump straight into the next game. We're platooned up with Stormbreaker Z12 in his IS-3 again, but we're here on Oasis Palms. We're starting from the southwestern side of the map, so I'm going to head up to the right with my heavies, and we're going to brawl it out with the enemy heavies up by the rocky hills. As you're going to see here in just a moment, the Caernarvon is one of the faster heavy tanks. I'm actually staying with this Panther 2 right here, which is a medium tank, so it's pretty fast for a heavy. Stormbreaker Z12 in his IS-3 is keeping up with me, but that's because the IS-3 isn't a slow tank either. Our IS has been completely left in the dust by the Caernarvon in the IS-3, so we're pushing up to the hill pretty fast. We want to get to a strong hull down position before the enemy pushes over that hill. So as we're coming up here, I do notice that we have some of our tanks going over to the far left side, which should provide us fire support, and that also ensures that we're not getting shot in the side by snipers from the enemy team. So we've reached the strong held on position right here, and I'm just going to poke this hill and see if I can spot any of the enemies who have rushed this position. They do have a KV-4, there he is. So let's take shots at this KV-4. He is pretty dangerous, and we can see his mini turret sticking out over the hill. There's their T-28. He's also pretty dangerous. We want to take him out fast. He does look like he is using the 120 mil gun. We take one bounce, second bounce. That looks like that was off of our upper plate. And now we're going to focus this T-28 because, again, his gun is pretty dangerous. We have to switch to APCR for the T-28's angled lower plate, but we do set him on fire. So now I know the T-28 has used either a fire extinguisher or more likely a multi-purpose restoration pack. So we're going to see if we can get any more hits into him. There's his commander's hatch. We don't even need APCR for that. If we hit the target, this gun's accuracy will help us out with this. That one bounced off of his upper plate. We didn't quite hit the commander's hatch. And we do take one of his shells to our turret. It looks like that one went just above the gun mantlet and penetrated the 51 millimeters of armor above that. We can see their mediums are pushing over this hill, so I do have to give fire support to Stormbreaker Z12 because his sides are really vulnerable to any of these medium tanks. So he's dealing with all the heavies and I'm dealing with all the mediums. And we can see this TPM is just destroying these medium tanks. We are getting fire support from the snipers on the hill to our left, but it looks like they're moving on if we take a look at the minimap. So us being here, aiming our turrets at them, have forced those medium tanks back down the hill, and they're not staying out of cover. They're popping back into cover, and when they pop back out, their aiming cycle resets, and they don't get accurate shots. One of them set on fire, the other one is staying back in cover, one of their T-43s dies, and now we're going to take shots at this T-34. T-34, another super strong hull-down tank, and us wiggling our turret there just to make sure that they can't put a shot through our cheeks. Another one through his cheek damages his gun. And now we're going to take a shot at that T-43, but it looks like he's dead, so now we're going to take shots at the KV-4's mini turret. These two Tier 8 heavies are pretty dangerous, so we're going to take them out as soon as possible, and they're the last tanks left, so there's nothing else to shoot at. KV-4's side of the turret easily penetrated by our gun, so now we're going to switch to the T-34, and Stormbreaker Z12 gets the kill on him. No kills for that game. Let's take a look at how much damage we were able to do firing at those mediums and the heavies. So we got our second class, Confederate and Scout, 2,600 damage, not bad, and that again was a pretty average game. I didn't actually get my Master Badge Ace Tanker in the Caernarvon, even though I had tons of fun playing it. It looks like a lot of people did really well in this tank, so the Master Badge Ace Tanker bar was set really high. I was consistently getting thirds and second classes, with the occasional first class, but no Ace Tanker for me. I highly recommend this tank and the entire British heavy line. Maybe not for your first heavy line, but if you have a heavy line and a medium line under your belt, or you've played PC in the past, I would recommend this line because the guns are really fantastic. They're mobile, and the Tier 10 is looking awesome. I've only played with them in a couple of games, but the FV215Bs that I've had on my team have consistently done really well. So again, I highly recommend the British heavy line for your second or third line. Maybe not your first line because the armor isn't up to par, but it's the guns are what make up for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, you can leave a like down below and subscribe for more awesome tank videos coming soon. Thanks.